Welcome everyone. In this session, I'm going to talk about some of the design patterns. Now, in this example, I have used three design patterns. Java design pattern are set of rules or guidelines given by a gang of four to address the challenges that we face while coding. Here I am taking an interface called shape, which has a method called raw shape and which has different implementations like rectangle, triangle, and circle. Now there's one more implementation called as the null shape, which takes care of the default implementation. Now when I create a component like this, which takes care of the null value, that is user if he does not enter rectangle, triangle or circle, he should have some default implementation, and that is done by this class called null shape. This is based on a null design pattern, which is a behavioral pattern. This is used rarely in cases where we want to handle the null values or the null implementations. Now, there is a class called Shape Factory, which is based on the pattern factory. Now, what is the responsibility of a factory class? It retrieves the implementation object, in this case, either rectangle, triangle, or circle, or null shape, depending on the kind of shape object we are referring to, or the kind of shape the client is giving as the input. Now, Shape Factory is based on a factory pattern, which means that it is the responsibility of the Shape Factory to give the object of any of these implementations without the knowledge of the client. That is the factory design pattern. The same factory class also can become a singleton class. What is a singleton class? It is a single object class, which means every time a client tries to create an object of a class, then it gets the same object that was already created. So at the end of the application, we have only one object created for a class, irrespective of how many times we are calling a method to get that instance. So this pattern is called as a singleton pattern. Let's get into the program right away.